it's 1. The end of the act. The first determinant is the natural end or outcome of the act itself. It refers to what the act it might to accomplish in its nature. For example, the end of eating is to satisfy hunger. The end of taking medicine is to cure illness. The acts are considered in, intrinsically good if they align with natural human tendency and reason. Intrinsically evil if they contradict reason or natural law, etc. Murder, rape, kidnapping. Some acts may be morally neutral but become good or bad depending on additional factors, etc. Overacting can become morally wrong even if eating itself is neutral. 2. End of the door, intention or motive. This refers to the purpose of motive behind the action. Morally good motive must be truthful, prudent, just, loving. However, a good intention does not justify an intrinsically evil act. The principle the end does not justify the means remains, as the ones cannot be do wrong to achieve a good result. Examples: cheating to pass an exam, stealing to find one's family, torturing to get the truth. Motive and action relationship. Evil act plus evil motive equivalent severely immoral. Good act plus evil motive becomes morally bad. Good act plus good motive equivalent morally praiseworthy. Neutral act plus motive equivalent becomes good or bad depending on intention. The circumstances of the act. Circumstances refers to the historical and situational context in which the act is performed. They help determine the gravity of the act and the responsibility of the person involved. Circumstances are commonly evaluated using an interrogative question. Number 1, who refers to the status or identity of the person involved, etc. Age, social role, mental state. Example: children or the insane are not morally accountable. Educated individuals have greater accountability. Authority figure, etc. Parents, teachers are morally responsible for the action of those under their care, command, responsibility. Number 2, refers to the nature or type of act done. Some acts are inherently evil, regardless of motive or circumstances. 3, where refers to the location, some place may take an act or serious or sensitive, etc. Committing or crime in a sacred or public place. When refers to time, the time of the act can make it more or less appropriate, etc. Stealing during a time of crisis might worsen of offense. Why? 5. Why? The reason behind doing the act. Noble reason can add moral value but not if the act itself is wrong. 6. How? The manner in which the act is performed, extensive, forced, and purely meaning make an otherwise acceptable act morally wrong.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine Choi Daulat and I am here to discuss about the morally good act. So, what is morally good act? Morally good act is that which sound in all aspect in its nature, motive, and circumstances. In the scripture, the morally upright is a just man, uh, one who weights his action in relation to what the law demands, to what the circumstances would allow, and to what fits his stature as a rational being. A morally good action, therefore, is a just act, makatarungan. A morally good action is one that is just and right in every way. Its nature, the reason behind it, and the situation it occurs in. Um, it's an action that aligns with what's considered fair and reasonable, considering the law, the circumstances, and the person's responsibilities. And as a rational being, in short, it's just an act or makatarungan. So the next one is the relevance of law. So what is the relevance of law? So laws mandate some action as prohibited and other as permitted and required. We may therefore consider law as determinants of human behavior. Some people do not do what is good unless they are forced to. Um, Saint Thomas point points out that laws are made for those who are weak in character. So, laws tell us what we can do or what we cannot do. They guide our behavior. Some people only do what is right and what is wrong. What is right if they forced to by the law. So laws are necessary for those lacking strong morals character. The last one is the definition of law. So law, according to Saint Thomas Aquinas, is an ordinance of reason promulgated for the common good by I mean common good by one who has charge of society. So Saint Thomas defines law as a rule of reason made for the benefit of everyone in made of benefit of everyone in the society by someone in authority. So laws are ordinance of reason because they are result of this serious study, deliberation, or a public debate. They are promulgated because they are made to known to the people who are bound to observe them.
My topic will be the kinds of law. There are three kinds of law: the divine positive law, human positive law, and affirmative and negative law. So, in divine positive law, this law is originating from God, exemplified by the Ten Commandments. They are often considered moral laws, which violation constituting a sin. So, sa divine positive law, pag naghimukit di mga violation, nakukonsidered na latin ini nga sala para sa ato Ginoo. So, in human positive law, these are the laws created by legitimate human authorities, such as government or the church. The purpose of this law is to maintain the peace and order, guided by the societal conduct, and to promote the common good. So, an affirmative and negative law, this is categorized applies to both human and divine laws. Affirmative laws refers to the laws that mandate specific actions and behaviors. This contrasts with negative laws, which prohibit certain actions. For example, laws mandating tax payment, reporting requirements, or safety regulation is affirmative laws. They dictate what must be done rather than what is forbidden. So sa affirmative laws, gindidictate la nira kay kung nano ang dapat himuon kaysa kay kung nano ang mga bawal. Gintutot doon lately din nira sayra mga law kay kung nano la ang dapat hihimuon. So the next one will be the negative laws. Negative law, also known as prohibitive laws, are legal rules that specify what actions are forbidden. They dictate what individuals and entities cannot do, unlike affirmative laws, which mandate specific action. So sa negative laws, sa negative laws man, kung san affirmative gindidictate lang nila kay kung nano ang dapat himuon, di man gindidictate nila individuals kay kung nano ang diri dapat himuon, ang mga bawal himuon na mga violation. San affirmative kasi gintutudula kay kung nano la ang mga dapat himuon, di man gintutudlan kit didi kay kung sa negative law gintutudlan kit didi kay kung nano ang ato mga bawal himuon. My next topic will be bending in consents. This refers to the obligation to follow one's consents. It's the feeling that you must do something because it's the right thing to do, according to your own deeply held beliefs and understanding of what is right and wrong. So, in bending in consents, yaon two laws, the moral laws and the human laws. In moral laws are rules of right and wrong based on beliefs and values. Breaking them leads to guilt or societal approval, not legal punishment. So, sa moral laws, yon kitla paniniwala kay kung nano ang tama and mali. O kung para sa akon, taman ako ginihimo, while para sa iba, mali iton siya. So, di iton siya legal kay kung para sa ako, tama siya, pero mali man talaga. So, sa human laws man, are rules created and enforced by governments. Breaking them leads to legal consequences like fines or jail time. They often reflect some moral values but not always. So, sa human laws, inisiya ang mga legal laws inisiya. Kay kung pagyaong ka talaga ginhimo nga violation or mga sala, na diri tama talaga talaga igtatamakit nila igtatamakit sa human laws. Pwede ket mag-fine or makatukit talaga sa i-jail. So sa moral laws, yon lakit paniniwala, yon lakit belief kay kung nano ang tama or mali. So sa human laws talaga ining ang mga laws nga ginhimo sa human authorities.
The properties of a just law. So, what are the properties of a just law? So, in every society, laws plays a big role in keeping peace and order, but not all laws are automatically fair. That's why we need to understand what makes a law truly just, meaning moral, reasonable, and beneficial for all. In this report, I explained the 6 important properties of a just law. So the first is human law must conform with divine laws. This means it should be aligned with what is morally right. Hindi ito dapat taliwas sa mga values na galing sa Diyos, like respect for life and human dignity. The second, it must promote the common good.
A just law should be benefit everyone, not just a few. Dapat ito ay para sa kabutihan ng nakakarami, helping maintain peace, order, and fairness. So the third, it must not discriminate against individuals or groups. All people must be treated equally under the law. Walang pinipili, mayaman man o mahirap. The law should be the same for all. The fourth is must be practicable. So a just law should be realistic and possible to follow. Kung sobrang hirap sundin, nawawalang fairness nito. So, and it becomes a burden instead of a guide. The fifth is just law must be flexible. Society change over time, so laws must be able to adjust. Hindi pwedeng laging fix ang batas, especially when situation evolve. And the lastly, it must be amendable. No law is perfect. Kung may pagkukulang o hindi na ito karma, it should be open to improvement or correction. In short, a just law is one of the Palos moral principles. It promotes good for all, respect quality, is practical and can adjust to change, and allows to correction. These are the kinds of laws that help build a fair and human society. So the next is the reality of evil. So what is the reality of evil? Um, there are good action and there are evil action. The realities do not come from the mind in spite or some people's saying evil is all in the mind. So this report talks about the reality of evil. It reminds us that evil is not just something we imagine or create in our minds. Some people say evil is all the mind, pero hindi totoo yun. Evil is real, just like good is real. These are truly good action and evil action. For example, helping someone in need is a good action, while hurting someone without reason is evil. These actions are not good or evil just because we think they are. May totoong basihan sila. So, like how they affect others and whether they respect human dignity. So, evil exists in the world and we can't deny it or pretend it's just an opinion. Hindi lang ito guni-guni or imagination. And that's why it's important to know um, right from wrong and to always choose what is good, even when it's difficult. Um, it's short, evil is not just in mind, it's a real part of human experience, and we have a responsibility to recognize and avoid it.